Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going through what I honestly think is probably the worst managed version of this event. It's Historic Pauper, which normally is very good, but my complaint still stands that they have not adapted the Pauper ban list on Historic Pauper. So we still have Cranial Ram, we still have Variants of Storm. So pretty much you would be expecting to see those two decks for the most part. I can't really do much about the storm here. Well, maybe it's a, but am forced to main deck a bunch of cards. Well, this time I'm main decking fewer ones because I'm hoping to be faster. Sometimes it doesn't always land up. Anyway, this is Pauper Goblins. You'd think that there'd be a lot of goblins in Pauper, but it apparently turns out all the really good ones, well, not including the Lord effects, but even the basic good ones are all pretty much uncommon. That said, we are here to test out cards that did make it to Pauper. First off, Goblin Grenade. This one's a really old classic from Forgotten Empires. No, Fallen Empire. Sorry, mixing up Fallen Empires, Forgotten Realms. So this one, you sacrifice a goblin to deal 5 damage to any target. It's sorcery speed, but it's still quite powerful. We are matching it with a few copies of Improvised Club, a few copies of Heartfire. Since we're not exactly running artifacts, the additional option doesn't really matter. It's just that it deals 4 damage to any target. That said, if you're able to add artifact strategies, there are some goblins that do that. I would definitely go all in Improvised Club instead. And then we're also testing out Goblin Bushwhacker as a goblin that gives our creatures +1/+0 in haste. A very good way to go white. As far as some going white's concerned, Dragon Dragon Fodder, Krenko's Command, and Goblin Instigator to generate goblins. Goblin Surprise is also up there. I did make this 4 off because of the flexibility. We do have a copy of Gnawing Crescendo, though do note that this is only for non-token creatures that die, but we do have quite a few of them. Then Fanatical Firebrand's always there. Foundry Street Denizen originally wanted to make this a black-red deck, but the black edition was really messing up my mana, and it wasn't contributing that much. There's 2 copies of Goblin Blast Runner. This one, if we're able to do some sacrifices, we used to have more, but now not so much. That's why it's only down to 2. This one's pretty much a flex spot. You can pretty much adjust this. For card draw, it's Reckless Impulse, Ren's Resolve. There's unfortunately the one from Lorwyn Eclipsed. It's 3 mana and Blight 1. And we don't exactly have some good Blight synergies here, so we're not really able to take advantage of it. So not very great for us in that sense, but it's still worth a shot. Also, the upgrades are there pretty much as a nod to and it's also the goblins. So pretty much 20 land deck. We have a few we're able to cycle a few Forgotten Caves just to pretty much draw into other stuff. Now this one, it does have haste, so I'd probably just play a Goblin Instigator first. See if our opponent has any other normal responses here. This is probably where the 20... Okay, so we definitely want to do Fanatical Firebrand on that. Opponent might snipe one. Sure. I will block the other. Oh no, or not. So they did spend 2 cards for our 1. I could Ren's Resolve, hope to hit mana, but I would only be playing a Fanatical Firebrand if I do. I could also just play another Goblin. I'll just play another Goblin Instigator. I'll just force them to have something. I did consider this one, but Burst Lightning, sure. If you're spending burn spells on the Goblin, it's not so great. And this is 1 damage. Both of these are 1 damage to each opponent, except one is more realistic than the other. They have a combat trick. Okay. That's great. Well, we're down to 1 card, and I probably am just gonna braid it. Yeah, still missing that 1 mana. Probably running a bit too lean here. Anyhow. Do they do capture on it? Yeah, the effect was probably going to be the same regardless. Okay, finally our 3rd land. So probably might just hold back for a Goblin Surprise here. I might even just take for now. And yeah, probably just break this. Mechanic Spike's quite good. So we're definitely gonna have to start refilling our hand. Defense Resolve is quite good for that. Opponents seem to not have any refill effects. But now they are... Okay, now Defense Resolve is good. I guess we're drawing for days. So I can't just play the Bushwhacker as is without the kicker. It will still pump this one. And basically it's for me to decide if I want to cast our last Rents Resolve, or if I want to just... There's an alternate where, no, I'm not sure if I would have enough. I probably might have had enough if our opponent did. Yeah, I probably made a mistake here. Anyway, we'll see. Well, they did not have the... They definitely have effects. We'll see. Goblin Surprise of their own, sure. We'll see how they block. Turn inside out, that's fine. And 1 grenade for the kill. and they have that nice special effect for the grenade. So kind of barely survived that one. Our opponent did not have like a really full set, but they were very close to burning us out. What's this? Skill sprites. Ooh, okay, this is from the... Oh yeah, did I mention that they gave us a Pauper event at the release of Alchemy, which is known for not having any common alchemy cards? Everything's uncommon or higher. not. I guess we're gonna have the alchemy showcase next week. But for the meantime, so definitely want to run Denizen first. The double upgrade might be awkward, or brilliant depending on the matchup. Oh, I also considered adding cards like Suplex instead of Abrade because the ability to exile is pretty nasty with this one. So that's something I was considering. Okay, sure. Start the Blast Runner in this case. So probably Solar Ball Tree. Looks like I could snipe the one refurbished familiar here. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, pretty much try to keep our opponent on a low artifact count, though that's not. Yeah, I'm already considering. We could have also sniped this one like this. So give our Krankos command here. And so we have options. The Galvanic Blast is any target also. Okay, that's also the band list I might add. So wait, at least we get to play one Foundry Street Citizen, but we're probably not. So yeah, there's no so they can always do this in response. Yeah, I'm probably considering adding the XL artifact. There's actually one Call of the Ring also, which would have been fine also, I guess. But yeah, we're not winning this. Like, how many? We ended up discarding like a total of 3 cards to this. Yeah, it's just now we can concede. Yeah, we really need to make a call to have this left hand. There's really no counterplay to it. You're either play. It's just not fun. It's pretty much why I've always I pretty much hate historic Pauper right now. There's no there's no question about it. The Juka Bog is probably an important, probably quite important in getting rid of most of the recursion that definitely. Actually, it's not between the recursion and the storm. Bajuka box can be quite important. So we do see a lot of mono black or black X decks. This is me hoping there are quite a nightmare. We can pitch the surprise. Actually, we could probably pitch the braid also. So if they rinse resolve first, we hit all our land drops, and we can end up drawing a card with the Forgotten Cave. So we'll save on that. Let's take a look. Wow, we're really destined to draw lands. We probably might lose this no matter what. Okay, not too bad. Now, because our opponent has a lot of escape, they are super incentivized to. They're super incentivized to fill up the graveyard. But we need to hit our additional effects. Right now our opponent is, though if they only have, so I'm gonna force to do this. We were able to, well, our draw was not that great, but we were able to play every land, so I guess it's okay. Now if our opponent plays, okay, they're not playing. We swing first, hope good. Sure. They're just really gonna fill up this card. So they can recast this, probably fine with it. That means they will get one more shot at this. I guess that's an argument for us having. I guess. Unfortunate, if this were instant speed, I would wait for them to cast it, but because this is sorcery speed, I have to do this first. So they will gain one life for each creature we play. So this is where Goblin Surprise is super important here. In this case, I probably discard the upgrade. Well, they can't. They still need to have a creature, so there is that. Okay, there's our Goblin Surprise. So what we do is we wait end of turn. Black Mage is Rod. Okay, that's the creature. That's fine. It only drains us. It doesn't Sure, we have to let them gain. There's well, technically, I could have technically, I could have just let them both of the triggers go on the stack and fire one. I'm just afraid they might have another lightning effect. And I was already committed to firing both off anyway. Yep, we really needed that surprise. If it was not a surprise, we probably would have it could have been one of the regular ones. Since we already had two of them in hand, that would have been okay. There we go. That was honestly quite scary, but we did get that. Let's see if we can get one more win from this one. So Denison, Bushwhack. Okay, so pretty much a good mix. Land Sanctifier. Well, I guess we just simply upgrade this. And if we still need mana, I'd probably just play out the Forgotten Keep. Okay, we hit our lands. That's good. So I will play Fanatical Firebrand first. That makes this a 2-1. But now I need to figure out how to. We could Bushwhacker plus Improvise Club next turn. Oh, Impact Tremor. So they don't have it yet. So that's actually perfect. We can upgrade into Bushwhacker. Our opponent for 7 for now. But we need to be ready to start using up our resources. us, draw a card. We probably just ping with Firebrand. We'll see what their other drop is. We also have the grenade. We'll swing with this. I'm gonna go for it. Now, this one's probably super ambitious, but it did look like they didn't have anything. So there we go. Whew. That was kind of scary, but our opponent's early drops were just having the removal pretty much help. So this is not the usual matchup. Honestly, with black, we had a much better shot at dealing with the artifact deck in a sense. We had exile effects as options there. Unfortunately, most of the goblins were not that great for our purposes. It really needed to be artisan. It would have probably opened the. Yep, artifacts. I'm already starting to consider adding suplex now, just to have land denial for this. This one still allows us to hit. Make our opponent decide. Okay, so you're just gonna take it. So next turn we have Gnawing Crescendo as an option, and sure. Okay, looks like opponent wants. Oh, they do pressure from it. I might just play Rinse with Rim's Bauble. Okay. Well, they have to target one or the other. They really should be targeting the Firebrand because that one has utility. We'll just play the Resolve first. Then next turn, I probably just hold up Surprise. Looks like we're trading a bit, though they are generating mana here. We'll see what their drop is. So this one I play out, but I also have to hold back here. If our opponent decides to move the Ram, then Furbish will end up discarding the Mountain. Sure. Okay, so I need to do the math here. 3, 6, 9. So this we take 12. I have no idea what their last card is. That was not significant. Okay, so 3, 6, 9, 12. And they can block one. I'm gonna cast Ren's Resolve first. He's sort of heaven out there. Yeah, 8 or 9 doesn't quite matter that much, I guess. We'll see what their next card is. So at least we cut them down to podcast. Okay, so back up to 2 cards. And it's a big creature. It's an artifact. No, it's just a regular creature, which does make it harder to get past. So I guess we play Reckless Impulse again first. Now, I could play this out, but if our opponent has 1 removal, I'm just dead. So I'm going to actually let it go and just Goblin Surprise. Well, that's it. That was a counter spell, and there are some counter spell lineups. I would have also been dead, so there was some risk involved there. If they go for a Tiding Gate, it's really now going to be a check on what their last card is, but it looks like it's... Oh, they get to untap twice. Catch this grenade! Okay, there we go. I guess we could call that. I'm already sick and tired of this. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications, and maybe we should really start writing to get the Pauper, the regular Pauper ban list on paper into historic. It's banned in paper for a reason. There is no reason for it to not be banned here. It's just making midweek Magic miserable every time historic Pauper comes up. Anyway, enough of my ranting. That's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.